ship is coming. It is beautiful. Your planet. For our world. You wretched human. I have found your staff of power.
There is only one who can hurt us.
Our army will stop. We were brothers once.
Hi everyone, so today we have another Transformer custom review. This time it's for the Transformer Voyager class from Midlight in the Last Night movie. So I also reviewed these figures before, but this time we actually have some additional touch on this figure as well. And of course that also came from another tutorial videos that we already have on the channel for this guy. So most of the colors that you're seeing here, they actually came redone with these figures. But other than that, I also did some minor touch up on here, especially with the red mark that he has on these figures. Although he's not a Studio Series figures and we are still waiting for a better version, this mode is still really good for Transformer figures that came out in 2017. Of course, this face is not accurate by today's standard, but at the time that these figures came out, this looked so good. Not only that his face is good, but his overall proportion, you can see that he generally have no keyboard hanging around. Everything is actually transformable. Even the skirt piece here, they actually serve as the protective skirt for his medieval like barbarian eye design. It doesn't seem out of place, but it actually is a part on the alternative modes that he have as well. Look at this area, so you can see that for these figures, they basically just do bright brushing of silver on the black coating on this figure. So I would guess that because the original figures or the KO1 has that kind of blue plastic colors, they just cover all of the blue plastic colors with probably acrylic black. They just dry brush acrylic silver onto the black surface to give these two different layers of colors. But it's pretty effective on these figures because according to the movie, he also didn't have that much colors going on. The chest design actually asymmetric, and this transformed into a very symmetrical alternative mode, and that is still very amazing at the time. If we go to the bottom, you can also see that acrylic colors of black and silver, they just go over all of the pieces. And for these figures over here, the actual skirt here, they're actually metal. So it's interesting that this piece of metal is kind of matched with all of the plastic pieces, because of course the original colors of this piece, I would guess that because it's made of different material, it would have different color from the plastic. But as you can see that they paint it very evenly in comparison to the plastic part. If we go to the leg region here, we can also see that it has just all of that silver bright bursting effect over the black paint. Here's the size of the figures, here's the arm cannon. Also I just have all of that bright bursting silver. As you can see, for the back of the figures also have all of that bright bursting silver, and it have minimal keyboard on the back as well. Although it still have some kind of empty hole in here, which could be filled in easily, but I would guess that because this is basically a cheap KO figure, so they didn't even change the mold for this. On this side as well, we can see that the axe also have all of that battle damage coloring. It's really good. They even have a little of gold colors on here as well, not just silver and black. Of course, that is not true to most of the pieces on here. It's only a few areas, like on the axe over here. Then on the chest over here, for some reason they put a little gold in there, and actually it looked pretty good. As for the part that I added on here, as I mentioned before, firstly it's the red mark that we have on here, because of course in the movie he always have that red mark carry with him throughout the beginning through the end of the movie. We would guess that that mark comes from Quintessa, just like how Quintessa gave one to Optimus Prime. But that red mark was put on basically with just two different color layers. I put the chrome colors over the black surface, or the original colors that I put on here, silver and black. And then I just put that red over the silver or chrome colors. So we go down to the chest, we see that we also have that kind of red permanent marker. Those red actually just come from permanent marker red, so they are very easy to put on. And then of course we also have that on the bicep as well. So that bicep over there. And then over here as well. So on both of the sides. For those, I just basically just look at one of the KO oversized unique toy version from BMB and use that figures because it has a really good paint job. I think it's matched very well with the CGI model, so I just follow the color pattern that they have on that figures and put on here. So those two on the bicep, and then of course the one on the mask here too. So let's quickly give a side comparison for this guy. You can see that he looks very decent with the studio series. So firstly, let's go in with studio series core class Mohawks. You can see that this is actually a perfect scaling for those two. Imagine that the studio series Megatron is an improved version of this with more accurate details, more accurate head, weapon, maybe a little skinnier. That will look just perfectly fine with this studio series Mohawk. And of course, this is also a custom that I made in here. But I do really like the way that those two look together. Mohawk, and then let's take him out. We have another good figures for the last night here, which is my custom Nitro Zeus. And you can see that those two just look so good together as well. Of course, for the scales, a little inaccurate because for Megatron it's supposed to be 30 feet tall, while for Nitro Zeus supposed to be 22 feet tall, so he should be a little shorter than this. Or Megatron should be a little taller up here. But still, as for now, I think they still scale very well because they're both Voyager figures. So the scale actually not that different between those. And both of them are from the Last Night movie mainline. And I think both of them will need the studio series version if they actually going to make them. But until then, those two will serve just fine with the other studio series layout. Let's take out Nitro Zeus, and we have another figures to put in here. That is Studio Series Hot Rod. Look at that. I think that scales perfectly because in the movie Hot Rod is like half the size of Megatron. Of course in here it's not quite half. Like Megatron we need to be like around that tall. But still, I think this looks just good enough. That looks so good. Let me know what you think is coming. Yeah. So if you want to know where you can buy custom figures like this, just look for my other preview video for this guy. And also if you want to learn how to custom paint your figure, check out my tutorial as well. Good luck! Hey, you! Yes, you! Subscribe to our channel. Please, otherwise Megatron might kill me again. And no, I'm not kidding. He's right there. Hey, Josh. So please, subscribe. I don't want to be back in 2 pieces. Your subscription means a lot to us.